what is that? That's, oh yeah, Nino Mia L77. To be honest, this Hirasawa is pretty much my go-to dark cobalt, mostly because these are all really beautiful, but they actually get, after, you know, 2 coats, and this is reading almost black. This has a really nice luminosity. Again, this is the, run out and buy it, everybody, from enamelartsupply.com. H73 Ultramarine 4. Really a beautiful cobalt. I use it all the time. But I still am glad to have all of these cobalts. Oh, I see that we're streaming on YouTube, and nobody's actually watching, but that's fine. Let me close this. You know what? It might actually be better. So, and any other thing that I learned from these, blues are beautiful. And honestly, the thing that I really was excited about with getting these all together was the subtle differences that were lacking in my, oh, here they are, my original blues, because they were all done over a very long period of time. And they were, you know, some were done, you know, it was hard to know how thick I went with the sifting. Did I wash it? Did I sift it? You know, all those other things. And so especially in these kind of middle range blues, I'm going to point to these right here. It was really hard to tell the difference, the subtle differences between the samples, especially ones that were slightly lighter or slightly darker. And it was a little bit frustrating for me to pick a color and then have it be a little bit, have it not look like it does on the sample. So, and also like these, yeah, all of the middle blues, and then again a lot of the light blues, because there's incredibly subtle differences. Like even just taking these 2 blues, is this one of, this is, maybe this is a heaven blue, I don't know. It is, oh no, it's Hirasawa S13A Pale Water. And then this one is, oh, an Old Thompson Chinchilla. I love this. And yeah, it's from a lump. But this is technically a gray, but it is living with the blues because it's reading as blue to me. It's almost just beautiful. And this one is also, I kind of like these really pale ones. But one reason to have really, really good samples is if you appreciate the nuance of the color, as I do, or I like to think that I do, or I fret a lot about the colors. Having really uniform samples is just something. And I just love, like, I spent a lot of time organizing this, and I'm still like, ooh, maybe I should have brought, because, you know, breaking, like, it's funny that everything on here is technically blue, even these, because if I bring my green panel over here, you'll definitely be like, oh yeah, this is definitely blue. These are reading very green, but here, let me grab the greens. The greens aren't organized as beautifully, but like when you bring the greens over in comparison, yeah, these definitely are more on the blue side than the greens. So that is that. So I'm very excited about these. The only big, well, I mean, I still have 10 colors. They're not blues that I've got the bases ready to go, but they are lump enamel, so I have to get grinding, and I'm a little ground down by the grinding, but I'm hoping to get those ground this weekend. We're not going to do that today, I promise. And then after that, I'm going to redo all of my grays, blacks, whites. Yeah, grays, blacks, whites, clears. Those are the ones. Those are, I think, the only ones that I haven't done. And then it'll just be a matter of if I can discover any new colors. Are there always new colors? Yes. So, yeah, so here we have it. Beautiful blues. I'm especially infatuated with kind of these dark, I don't call this, I know this one's so similar to a cobalt, but I feel like it's more of an aquamarine. Which one is that? Ooh, as I drop it. Oh, it's aqua navy blue. Hirasawa H65. I actually use this one a lot when I want something that's a little warmer and goes more into kind of a warmer shade of blue. Just, I always kind of start there. Although you can also, you know, this is a good transition too. If you want to go from a dark cobalt, I would actually even maybe start with something even darker. This is a good transitory color. So let's see what else. Any other? This is still probably one of my favorite blues. I just love this color. 546. Yes, Old Thompson. It is just, there's really, you know, there's nothing quite like it. You know, it really kind of pops out on the thing because there's just not a color that is as vivid and pretty. Well, hey, Margaret. Welcome to the live feed. Yeah, we're just kind of going over. Oh, I did, you know, I know this is not exciting, but as part of the blues, there were 2 grays that I did that I want to kind of do a shout out to because I know they're not that exciting, but they are because they are ones, or maybe one was a brown, gray. Well, they were both technically grays, but one is living on the brown. And let me bring the browns over, see if I can find it. Yes, this is, I love it. It's labeled as a gray, and I'm going to pull up so you can see all of the browns because this is labeled, look at how pretty this is. This is labeled, you know, 224 warm gray. And you know what? I couldn't remember if that was Hirasawa, what the brand it was. I'd lost the paperwork, and I was too lazy to look it up online before I did it, so I just labeled it. It's 224. Got it from Enamel Art Supply. Labeled a warm gray, but it is definitely a brown. And if you look at all of the browns that I have, there is no brown. This is a completely unique brown, and I'm in love with it because it is, you know, you've got kind of these dark, more traditional browns. So let me pick this one up here. So browns kind of run the gamut of brown, like a tree brown, or they kind of go more kind of yellowy brown or an orangey brown, or a purpley brown. You know, they tend to kind of stay over there. And what I love about this is, you know, it is a warm gray, but it is a grayish brown. And I just think it would play really well with some other colors, especially other greens, if you're doing kind of something earthy, which is not really my forte, but I thought that was a really nice gray. And then the other one I think is actually a gray, which we're going to be redoing. These right here are kind of next up to get redone because you can see they're all over the place. Like especially like the whites are just kind of trash. I think I did the whites first, and you can see they're just, you know, they're not exciting. The ones that I have redone, I won't redo again. Like the ones that are up to date, like these 3 right here, are just fine. We don't need to redo those. Or this one it's a beautiful gray. But a lot of these are going to get redone, especially like these. I'm not even sure what's going on with these colors. What are those? Old silver, that kind of thing. A lot of these are moonstone, you know. Very excited. Whoa, hold on. I was going to get that new gray. Let's see if I can find it. Does it stick out to me? Oh yeah, look, I picked it right up. This is a really pretty, this is called Transparent Black, and it's great because you can see I have a ton of really, really pale grays and a ton of really dark ones. The medium ones are kind of more challenging to find, and you can see this is more of a neutral, bluish, inky black. It's called Transparent Black. I would say it's more, it is reminiscent. See, this is one that needs to get redone. I believe this is Smoke. Yeah, 834. It's just a nice middle gray. So, all right. Have we blabbed enough about samples? This is not going to be about sample strips. Oh, hey. Oh, Drew. Hello. Hello. Thanks for resubbing for 9 months. You have some faith in the future here. All right. So hooray for these. Let me put them back. And give me credit for not pulling out the reds and the pinks for us to look at, because it's not a red and pink kind of a day. So those are done for now. But I wanted to talk a little bit about my Etsy store, and that's where I'm going to, well, hey, Angie from Arizona. Thank you for subscribing. I'm putting a link up to my Etsy store for 2 reasons. The first is I'm having a sale. Hold on. I'm having a sale in my Etsy store. It is for 2 days, and it is on anything that is a piece of jewelry. So this beautiful pendant, remember this, that we made a while back, is on sale, 25% off. On sale. Let me show you my other, these aren't even in the thing because I usually keep them in little envelopes, but I actually wear these earrings all the time. These earrings, gorgeous, 25% off. You have 2 days to get that. I believe, I think it's automatic, but if you have to do put in a thing, it's love 23 to get the 25% off any piece of jewelry. It doesn't include kits or anything else. Look at all these other pieces. So this is the time, if you were looking at kind of a bigger piece, you know, maybe this is your opportunity to snag it. I've finally gotten caught up with all of my projects. I'm ready to sell some more jewelry. So please take this opportunity. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, this one, you know, this is a real pretty one. I'm going to pull out one. See, I keep them in these little thick bags just to keep them protected, but you know, this is a real pretty one. This might make a beautiful Valentine's Day present. Yes, Valentine's Day. So that is that. So if you're interested, please visit my shop, my Etsy shop. So it runs today, the rest of today. So it's actually 2.5 days. It runs until Sunday. What is today? The 9th. So the 9th, 10th, and 11th of February. 25% out, 25% off all the jewelry in my Etsy shop. Use code LOVE23. But say you're like, oh, Sandra, I don't really like, I'm not in the mood for jewelry. I'd really rather have a kit, a sanding stick, something else. If you buy a kit or a sanding stick or a grinding kit from my Etsy store, you know what you're going to get as a fun freebie? You're going to get 2 of these, maybe more. These are all, yes, they're older sample strips, and I can't guarantee you're going to get some great ones, but I'll do my best. But I'm going to give these away to anyone that is purchasing kits in my Etsy store. And let me just say, the people that buy first will get the best bet. I've got some really pretty ones. These are actually just dupes. I have a pink in here too. So if you buy something from my Etsy store, where'd the pink one go? I dumped it out. Come on, pink. The first person that buys something. Sorry, it doesn't, the only thing that's not applicable are, ooh, there's a really pretty purple. Nice. See, these will be the ones that go first. These greens, pretty. Oh, come on, pink. Copenhagen's nice. I promise that there is a pink in here. Ultramarine. 546. Oh, this is a nice blue. So there's some nice things in here. Is it going to be like literally the last thing? I swear. Ah, there it is. This beautiful one. Look at this sample strip. It was a duplicate. If it's a really nice sample strip, it means I accidentally made 2 of them. And you might be wondering what color this is. I'm wondering as well. I don't have my glasses on. L96, Nino Mia, dark rose. Look at this intense color. Beautiful. And you know what? Maybe I'll include a tiny little sample of the color. You know, if I'm feeling generous, which I always am. So these are all gonna be divvied out to people that purchase enamel supply kits, sanding sticks, and grinding and polishing kits from my Etsy store. I'm going to put the pink one right on top so I don't forget. Ooh, I'm going to do pink and blue. Yeah, the first person will get these two. Very pretty. So that is the sale, and I've blabbed enough, and now we have to actually do a little work. So let's get started on that. Let me take down the Etsy store, but don't forget Etsy. Bada bing, bada boom. If you don't want to buy something, consider supporting me. I'm pressing the buttons. Consider supporting me on my Vimeo channel. Yes, I am back. I am back. I finally got caught up from Christmas, so nothing to do but get back in the studio. Speaking of which, let's see what we're working on today. That's gonna fall. There we go. We're going to be doing some very mellow wire bending. We've got this. It's a two-sided piece. Let me see. This is the front of the piece, and this is the back of the piece. So it's a three-part hinged pendant. And I don't know if you saw on social media, I got most of the front done. Wires, we still have to do a little bit. We're going to start with this, and then honestly get started with the wires on the back. So I've got the wires. Let me get the wires made. I've got the wires made. I've got extra. Got that. Probably want that. I got this. I don't need that. And put that right there. And what else are we doing? That is good. Let us see. And I've made extra wires. I've got all of my tools right here. It's because I was working yesterday. And yeah, we're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the microscope. Let's do it. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, it's because I have to. All right, got to move the camera over. Hold on. I had it all set up beautifully. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I can see really well. Oh yeah, and I don't know if you can even read. Those are what people are saying down there, right down here. I put those on. So let me have a sip of my soda. And let's get started. I'm going to take my headband off, I think, better without anything squishing my skull. And let me just have a moment. Yes, we're going to finish this little guy. I've got, it's going to be relaxing for me. Let's see. So you can see I've got almost all of this, but I've got to do these little background elements up here, and then all the background elements on these two pieces. I should show you the base. Oh, I should whine about the base. Where did I put the other piece? Here we are. Ooh. The base is actually it's a hinged piece. Let's see. That's one piece. And I kind of made a little mistake on this, which I am going to have to be fixing. You can see, here's the base. Let's get that hinged. You can see the hinges will go like that. So it is kind of a two-sided piece like that. And, you know, I made a stupid mistake. I didn't anneal it, and I'm so used to, I think it's a combination of the piece is cast and it's also sterling silver. I'm so used to working with fine silver, which is so soft, and I went to dome it just a little bit because I don't want it to, I want it to actually be flat, but because I'm doing the enamel all on the reverse first. It was starting to do a little bit of bowing in the previous piece that I didn't like. So I was like, I'm going to just comment it a little bit. Big mistake. I cracked it. Let's see if you can see the crack right here on the center. Actually, it's hard to see. It's easier to see on this side. There's a crack. Right. See right there? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to fix it with my arc welder. So, but live and learn. And another good use for the arc welder. But that is, it just adds one more thing to do. I'm going to take off my wristwatch. I don't like to bend wires when I got to free up my hands. There we go. So, yeah. It's going to be, let's see. And we'll see if it's better to just, yeah. Bending wires. All right, so let's see. I have to remember where I was. Okay, nothing behind there. I'm going to start with his little bat wing, that is a bat wing, I'm assuming. Let me get some of these. And I'm going to start, there we go. Thinking about things. And then, I haven't done any bending today, so the first couple things you bend are just trash. And let's grab this. All right. Oh, I bent the wrong way. That's fine. Like I say, the first thing you bend is always kind of trash. Okay. I know I'm going to trim it a little short. Make sure you can you see anything? No. There we go. And with these, I'm just going to kind of fit them as I go. Need to trim, oh yeah, because I made his little halo go a little bit bigger. I wanted that to, like I said, I'm going to leave it a little bit longer. No, I'm going to trim it. Give me a break. There we go. Seriously. I don't like it. That's what definitely. Now I can see that his foot's up a little higher. Doop, doop, doop. But that's all right. I'm just going to trim this. That's why you always make the main element first and then kind of fit these after. That'll do. We can trim it a little bit more. Let's just... a little bit shorter. Oh, you little... It's because I'm not using my finger. That'll do. Let's just do a quick little thing. Yep, so this is, honestly, this is going to be the whole day, just bending these wires. I would like to get a little bit of work done. We cut this little guy, and I hate how these little guys stick around. Honestly, a little less. It's gonna be super tiny. And just hang out there, and then we're gonna do, I guess that's some sort of a piece of ribbon. You know, I did this design, you'd think I would know. I'll start with that. And I'm actually going to come over here. Oh, I see. I see what's happening with this ribbon. Okay, no, that's fine. Let's refer. Trim that. There we go. And I do apologize about the state of my, somebody, it's always on YouTube, made a a mean comment about the state of my nails, and that I needed to get a manicure before every time. And that's just, my nails, you know, I do gardening, I do this, you know, it's just kind of rough on the nails. And I kind of was like, you know, I try to trim them before and whatever, but they're going to kind of look like how they're going to look. And if you're going to, it's like I'm not a nail artist streamer. So, back off. But if it, so I was, honestly, that's kind of why I took a little break. I was like, oh, never mind. Here we go. Let's just trim this little guy. And where do you go? And you know what? I think you can see I'm a little bit off the reservation with this piece, but I'm okay with that. This piece. It's gonna tuck in. I don't like that it's gonna be so many little pieces right there, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I wonder if it would be better to have, no, because I'll crash it. Let's go to, I'm going to switch over to the workbench really fast and then see if I can turn on the microscope. Is that, oops, circle selfie. I should have figured this out before. Microscope. No, it's not. It's not showing up. And I was fooling with it earlier and I crashed OBS. So I don't want to risk crashing it by trying to hook up. So you're just going to have to deal with looking at the very small. Speaking of that, let's just hold you, give you a little trim. You know, so long. All right. I've got that little piece, and it's just going to tuck in. He's going to tuck in here, so I'm going to bend him. It's these little fiddly pieces that take, you know what, this went really fast. Yeah. Let's just see. You know what, I think I might skip that one. Do we need a wire right there? We don't, because this wire is dead to me. Go into the scrap, mister. Let's move along. We'll come back and think about that. Let's get this. It's because I moved this over, so there's just not enough room, and you don't want a particular area to look way, way more busy than it needs to. So let's get that. We're back into good territory. This, I wonder if I could do it. You know, let's try to do a compound piece here. Let's fold you. Fold you. Here Also, it's Friday, so like I say, sometimes, some days I just get right into wire bending, and other days it's just kind of a pain in the butt. That. I was trying to make this as one big piece, but you know what? I don't have to make it as one big piece. I can just, you know, I don't need to grandstand because we're amongst friends. There we go. Okay, I got it. I know what I'm doing here. Okay, oh yes, yes. You might be wondering, will this piece be 25% off? No, because it will not be finished in time for the... If I finish it and get it in the store, yes. No, it will not. But again, if you missed the beginning, don't forget, I'm having a 25% off all of the jewelry in my Etsy store. That's good. Finally, a piece of wire. That's not a little pitch. Well, good enough. Let's do that one again. We've got one more. All right. Fold it first. There we go. Okay. I'm getting warmed up. It's like the equivalent of doing 10 squats, 20 squats before your other workout, just to get warmed up. Okay. There we go. And this one, I do kind of want. Let's just see if we can get. That looks pretty good. You know what? I think I'm going to skip that as well. We don't need a line there. Don't need it, but we got to get this little guy. And let's do that next. These little curly cues. Hold on. we go. We'll just set you right over there and we'll place you in a second. Sometimes it's good to make a couple wires and then fiddle with the placement afterwards. Let's start with this. That's good. Let's get our tiny. Good. Set you over there. We'll deal with you in a moment. Then we've got what? Oh yeah, this kind of comes like that. So we'll start with this little one. Will be pretty straightforward. Right, you're good. You're gonna go hang that over there. And then these two little curly cues, finally something fun to make. Right, this is more like a zigzag rather than a curly cue. And go for the littlest thing. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that's good. Let's open you up. There's one nice little curly cue. Beautiful. It's a nice shape. Can you even see that little guy? He's so tiny. All right, you're going to go over there. We're going to make one more and then we'll put them all into position. This will just be a simpler one. Let's open that up. All right, now let's go position all these little pieces we just made. Here we are. I've set them all over here, but now we're going to kind of get them in their little spots. Not gonna fuss too much. Just want to make sure that they, oh, give me a break. These long tendrils. There we go. Okay, you do that. You're gonna, I don't want you to be touching. There we go. Then we get this little guy tucked in. Oh, little bastard. The sticky tape's kind of losing its stickiness because it's, you know, towards the end. Give it to me. All right, you know what? We get it. Better to spend the time on the actual piece, gluing it in place. Get that. And yet here I am still fussing. There we go, there we go. There we go. There. Oh, I just knocked it down. Good enough, good enough. There. Blah, blah, blah. And then we get this little guy. I'll trim him in place in situ later. And you're going to go there. You want to go the other way. Again, I'll trim these to fit. There we go. Last little bit will be the last little bit of his bat wing and these two little pieces, and then we'll be done with this whole top part. Again, it is always these fussy little bits, so not do it. What else? Okay. It's so beautiful out today. It's sunny and warm for Ohio anyway. It feels like spring. It's not spring. All right, we've got this little guy. That. Yeah, we'll see about that. Let's. That'll do. Perfect. Yeah, the tendril. Two pieces. Two pieces. We'll start with the little one. I can tell. Maybe I wonder if I could do it as one piece. You know what? Let's give it a go. And then that just needs to hook around. I'll probably do it. That'll do. I'll thank myself later when I'm gluing that piece on. Let's just trim. There we go. It's hard to see, I know. Trust me, it's hard for me to see. There we go, there we go. Hold on, let's get this last. shorten it just a hair because there we go. I believe our top portion is all done. Hooray! Woohoo! I've earned a sip of bubbly water. Now, we're going to move. We've got, you can see, the body of our creature down here with all the gold, 24 karat. And we're going to do all the tendrils. So I'm going to start by trimming this a little bit. I can see that. So we're going to start in this middle piece. We've got a lot of fussiness happening. I might simplify this little frond. Instead of 3 things, it might just be 2 little things. We'll see. There's a lot going. I mean, there's a lot going on here. So, but we don't want to, you know, let's not shirk. I'm going to trim that a little bit more. There we go. And we'll start with kind of the bigger elements of this little thing that's, I don't know where it's coming from. I guess it comes from here. There we go. Turn. So we're going to pull, easier to work from the drawing. So let's just see one little thing. Let's start with something simple. Two. And then we'll just give that a little bit more curl. There we go. That'll be good. And again, I'm just going to set you over there. We'll come and do that. So we've done this one. Let's get this guy. I'm going to fold over. The good news about the tendrils is there's a little bit of wiggle room. Artist's prerogative to change the design as we go along. We don't need to. Who's just in my way over here? You are. Thank you. So we'll start. I folded it. That'll do. That'll do. Gotta trim you a little bit. That'll do. You know what would be really helpful would be a reverse, like a black piece of paper with white lines, so we could see these wires easier. Maybe I'll do that next time. Alrighty, so that is that. We've got this one, this one. Let's get this thing going. Let me just set you over there. For now, let's get a small piece. So this is kind of a bit of a mess. Let's do this top part of it. I guess it's a flower. of some variety. That's fine. And there we go. Totally unrelated. Well, I mean, not. I guess, you know, you're here for the enamel. I just heard back, because I'm not teaching in very many live studios this year. Only a few. And one of them will be the Columbus, Ohio Contemporary Craft place. I gotta get the name of it right. And I'm doing a 5-day workshop there in June. And they just sent me a link to the registration. So the registration opens today. There's 12 spots. It's in downtown Columbus, Ohio at the Craft Center. We'll just say the Craft Center. It's a much nicer place than that makes it sound. But 5-day workshop with moi. And it's limited to 12 students. So if you are interested, I'll have a link to it on my website by the end of the day. He literally just sent it to me right before I started the stream, so I have not actually put the link on my website, but I will get that on my website. Because honestly, it's that place or no place. Well, or you're going to come visit me in Porto, Portugal, which would be awesome. Or I think the only other place after that is at the Touchstone Craft School, and that's just near Pittsburgh, and that will be in August. There we go. I'm just, having fun with this one here. I'll wrap you around a little bit. So what do we have here? Oh, you know what, that'll do. There we go. Doop. Let's set you over there. And let's just, maybe boop, boop, boop. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just not liking the shape of that very much. I know it's the littlest thing. So I think I'm going to do 2 little teardrops, I think is a better. But I will still do them as one piece. Let's make my life a little bit easier. Big ones. It's like a little heart. That'll do. Oh, sorry, I'm completely off. There we go. We got our 2 little pieces. And then we'll just do 1 little zoop there. In fact, probably going to make a real tiny. Okay, let's well, actually, let's get this piece and then we'll put it all together. Sorry, I feel like my camera is pointing in the wrong direction. We're gonna get this little piece and then I promise we'll put it all together. I'm going to start with that. Alright, now let's go we got these pieces that we made, like a little puzzle, but where did they go? There's a cat hair. Let's get the cat hair out of the way. Alright, you go here. Like that. That's good. You go here. I do feel like I need to adjust this camera. Fine. I won't. This big piece. Oh, goes right there. That'll do. This will just go there. There we go. And sometimes, you know, because there's always that printed. Let's have a look at the actual wires. There we go. Yeah, I think that's cute. Very elegant. All right, so what's next? Next up, in my mind, this was going to take about 5 minutes to finish these. You'd think I would have a sense of time, but I do not. All right, so we're just going to get this whole tendril. We have a couple polka dots to do, bubbles, boublés, and yeah, that's going to be next. And honestly, this little guy, well, except for this flower right here, it's going to take a little time, but we're getting there. We still have to get to the back. Remember the whole back situation. This is going to be the back. That's not going to be complicated at all. Oh, and this is just a fun project. Alrighty, this is a fun project. So I'm going to move you over there because it's easier to work over here. And what is next? Let's start on the inside here. Got a tiny hook. Tiny little thing right there. You can't even see it. Right there. All right, you're gonna go live over there. let's do this next. Let's get some fresh wire. Look at this nice piece of wire. There we go. That's fine. I think we can just do a quick little wrap for that. That's fine. There we go. You go live over there. Now, this little guy right here looks like he's he's just a little bud. He's just a little bud. But he's important. I'm going to start. Let's open you up a little bit. Just trim all of you a little bit. Let's do you first. Pinch you up a little bit. That's good. And then you just want a little bit of a curl. Oh, perfect. Let's trim you a little bit. Little guy right there. Now, let's put you guys on, and then we'll get to the other side. You can just live right there. So easy. This little thing. Oh. I wonder how many individual pieces of metal is going to be in this. A lot. That'll do. Good. Now we just have to do this little thing, 2 bubbles, and then we'll move to the bottom. This 1, 2, 3. Done. Slightly bigger. There's one. You go live right there. Let's do that again for the other side. Patrick says, you inspire me to try this art form. Please keep showing us work. Well, I'm glad you love it, because I was literally thinking here, I'm like, oh, maybe this was a mistake because I don't have my cameras right. This must be so, like, you can't really, I can barely see what's going on. So let's just And don't forget, not gonna lie, my jewelry is expensive. Not everybody can afford it. But if you want to support me, please go to my Vimeo channel and subscribe to my monthly videos. That's honestly the #1 thing you can do to support me. Well, let me put a link up. Or wait, I don't have one. Never mind. No, Vimeo, here it is. There it is. It's vimeo.com on demand. I'd have to close this a little bit. Make that smaller. I don't know if you can even read it. I don't know what this is. Somebody is rating with a party of 8. Welcome to the world's most relaxing wire bending championship. Here we are. So I've got this little guy. But anyway, yes, go to my Vimeo, support. Right now, we're doing a very elaborate tutorial about making an enameled cuff bracelet. If you want in on the excitement for that, that will be there. All right, we're going to put that over there. We've got one more little doodad right here. And hold on. Oh, well, hello. Kiritissa. Sorry, my eyesight is bad. You'd think it would be good, but it is terrible. Welcome. I'm going to bend this little guy, and honestly, there we go. This is the corner of the internet that is it the least cool space? Probably. It is. You can unironically appreciate the slowest craft. Not the slow. I've seen slower craft. It's funny because I'll see something on, like, I don't know, social media of someone doing like these really elaborate things, and I'm like, oh, who would ever take all the time in the world it would be to take to make one piece? And then here I am. All right, let's get this little flower set up. You go. Yeah. Oh wait, or were you there? I'm flipping you around. Nope, you were right. I was correct. This piece goes right there. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 more bubbles. So I'm going to make 4 bubbles all at once as soon as I get this little guy positioned. Open you up a little bit. There we go. Getting closer. So, well, hello, complete walking stick. Welcome. If you don't know what this is going to be a piece of cloisonné enamel. We've got the top done. We're working, and when we're done bending all of these wires, here's the piece. Here's what it's gonna look like at the very end. It's gonna look like that. There's 2 sides to it. There's a whole second side. That's gonna be the reverse. When all these wires are done, I'll show you the base again. It's going to get inlaid into this fine silver base. So, and then it will be a beautiful pendant. Oh, I have an idea for the colors. I have this beautiful strand. I want to say this is, I have to look up and see what this stone is, but it's really beautiful. And I think it might be a good, we'll see if it's a good match for the actual colors when we get to that point. And it's a really beautiful, I've had this for kind of like 2 years, thinking that I wasn't sure what I was going to do with these stones, but they're gorgeous. And that might end up being, that's why this is definitely going to be kind of a one-of-a-kind piece. And envision making more than one of these. So we got the base. Let's continue. We were bending wires. Yes, the complete walking stick asks, are the wires silver and gold? Yes, 24 karat gold and fine silver. And fine silver is 99.9% pure silver. So that is that. And then we'll melt glass in between all of these little things. So it's real enamel. Do not utter the words cold enamel in this safe environment. All right, so got that. We're going to do some polka dots. Easy peasy, sort of breezy. There we go. Let me just get, and I've already got a couple gold dots I'm going to do, and I've lost my piece of wire. There it is. Here is the wire. I'm just gonna make a couple. Are those too big? Ugh, yes. Let me get, let me just, honestly, it's underwater. They don't have to be, are bubbles always perfect spheres? Probably. They probably actually are. That is the world's worst. See, I lost my stride with that. All right. Here we are. You know, I'm actually going to switch over to the workbench, just because I think it's actually easier to see making these curly cues. For you anyway. I gotta get my glasses on. There we go. See this tiny little circle? I'm gonna make 4 of them. I'm gonna make 5 because, you know, bubbles. Sometimes you just want a couple extra. And I'm gonna make them all, gonna make 3 medium-sized ones. Then 2 babies. Got too many things. You hang out over there. Let's make. And if you think to yourself, I wonder if she's going to fuss with these bubbles off camera later. Yes, the answer is of course. All right, 3. Let's make 2 small bubbles. There we go. Bubble. Wait, 1, 2, 3. 3. Let's make 3 little bubbles. I kind of like to just have bubble options. Got the bubbles. Got the bubbles. Let's go back to the microscope. There we are. We've got some kind of poorly shaped circles, but that's all right because we'll fuss with them later. All right, let's just get our wires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mwahaha, 6 bubbles. All right. Bubbles, maybe too big. That's all right. And a little bubble. You know, maybe we don't need that extra bubble. We'll put you up here and decide later. Made too many bubbles. Fine. 1, 2. You know what? Are there bubbles on the reverse? Yes, there are. We'll save these 2 for the back. You can go live right there. You can be on the back. There we go. So we've got our bubbles, and then the last little bit, wait, do we get, everything is done here. Those are all done. Now we just have this kind of weird elaborate flower and some of these things. 3 little leaves, the rest of the stem. Let's do it. And oh my gosh, it's almost 1:30. Oh, we'll just spend 5 minutes getting these wires done. Okay, so we'll start with that flower. It's the same shape. We're making little hearts, sort of, but very, very tiny. Let me get my extra small. You see how tiny, look how small these round nose pliers are. We're getting into the tinies. There we go. Oh, it is actually like a little heart. There we go. Okay, that is good. We're just going to, we've got our little heart. Let's set you over there for now. I guess we'll just do these as little individuals. Let me get a small amount. Of this. And yeah, I guess we do. Let's trim. There we go. 1 petal hanging out over there. Let's do, honestly, maybe 3 petals will be just fine. Two petals, 1 more petal. Oh yeah, I think I'll do little, there we go. There's our 3rd petal. Let's just see how much room we have for any other petals. Let's pull our friends over and see. All right, so we've got our little heart. Let's actually come over here. You go right there. Our main petal. Come on, buddy. There we go. Then we'll trim that. I can see we're going over the edge a little bit. Well, you know what? I'll trim it right now. Trim it now, trim it later. Oh, where'd you go? Give it to me. No, you live. These tiny little guys. There we go. That'll do for now. You know what? I think that's fine. I'll fuss with that I'll fuss with that later this afternoon. All right, 3 tiny little things in a stem. And you know what? That might just call us for the day. We'll see. Well, I guess we could get started on the base, the back. Let's just get these last little bits. And I know I got some funny little line here, but this is just one piece. So we'll start with that. We already have a nice round piece right here. It's very going to make it a little longer just in case. Because this is technically, it kind of comes from here and finishes up here. And the color, you know, a lot of this will make a lot more sense when we get some color on here. All will be revealed. All right, so there's that. Doom, you just hang out. And then 3 tiny little baby leaves, and I'm going to make them all the same by pinching and then opening these up. Give it to me. Let's see. Honestly, I think that, oh, there we go. You want to live right there. Fine. There we go. One leaf. Actually, I'm going to make them in a slightly different way. And again, these leaves might be better on the workbench. There we go. You can kind of see. I'm going to make a circle. Is it better for whom? Made a circle. And then I'm going to take it and then just bend it so we get kind of just like a little, let's pinch it. There we go. All right, now we're going to place those. Let's go back to the microscope. We're going to let's see, we got these little guys. Okay, last little thing. can go that way. You know, I think that's, I'll finish that one later. I'll just do that one later. So there we have it. Alrighty, I'm just ready to move on to the other thing. So let us admire our beautiful piece. Oh, I can't, it doesn't have autofocus. So that's done. Done. Good enough. I will call it good enough. Let's go to the workbench real fast. And let's get rid of that Vimeo thing. Don't forget, support me on Vimeo. Dump. And, all right, so we've got this one done. Now we've got to get, remember, our back. So we've got our front is all done, but we've got our back is the next round. Look at all of these wires. This is going to be a busy afternoon / evening and maybe into tomorrow to get these wires done, because you know, this kind of thing I always kind of am like, what, you know, tendrils with these little narrow things right here, they're such a pain in the butt, but they look beautiful and I'm always glad that I did them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach behind me and get, here it is. Here's the Xerox copy, or that. And then the last thing is I'm actually going to start, this is just with the sticky page, I'm going to actually do one that does not have the design on it, because, you know, I want to have the freedom to adjust this. You can see the drawing of the actual design is a bit clunky, because I find that I can bend more elegant wires than I can draw. So I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway, unlike this. And that's kind of what I did with this. That's why I put the wires on a piece of tracing paper, so I could always just see what the wires look like. But they pretty much match what's going on the design under here. So I'm going to set this, let's say goodbye to this, over so I don't accidentally knock it on the floor and step on it like I have done so many times in the past. And you can see I'm going to do my name in the corner, and I kind of like to start with that. So boring, but that, you know, it is what it is. So I have extra wires. I've got my little piece, and what time is it? 1:37. Fine. You know what? If you want to hang out while I write my name in the tiniest little wires, that is fine. Let's set you over here. Corey says, your beautiful work makes me want to try enameling. Your creations are so beautiful and your use of color is wonderful. Well, thank you. That is a very nice thing to say. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I do always wonder if this is useless. You know, maybe I'm just stroking my own ego a little bit. Always, but hence my name. Always putting my name. So yes, we're going to start. I guess we're going to have to go back to, my apologies, we're going to go back to the microscope camera just because it is so tiny. Here we are. There's my name. And do you know how many times I've done my name in wire? I don't do my full name except for like really expensive pieces because, you know, it's pain in the butt. Pain in the butt sometimes. But we'll get started. I'll start with the S. And if it comes out a little bit bigger, it gives me a little bit of wiggle room. That's why I do it first, if I have to scooch things around to accommodate my thing, my ego. But just trim you. Oh, sorry. Oop. fuss with the S. There's my S. Set you over there. We'll fuss with you. And then I have to make the two A's at the same time or they won't be the same size. If you know what I'm saying. And I always forget how I was going to make the A. So, oh, yes, that's what I'm going to do. Bend you down. I'm going to trim that. There we go. That's better. Okay. Pinch you. And then a tiny little hook. There's an A. That's a lot bigger than it needs to be. This might be something I just do on my own. Let's see. We've got an S. Beautiful. S. There's an A. I think that'll be good. It's not too big, but I got to make another one before I forget how I made it. So there we go. Oh. That's good. I did a little trimming. You know, I'm probably going to make this A and then we'll call it. There we go. There we go. Pinch. I'm glad I only have two A's in my name because I feel like those are the hardest letters to do. The E, maybe the E's. Wait, but one's capital, so. Alright, we'll set you. One is way huger than the other. It's fine. It's over there. Alright. Alright, well, you know what? We got a little spam that I got to take care of. Hold on. How do I deal with that? I don't remember how to deal with it. So, yeah, I'm going to go to the selfie cam. Wait, hold on. I'm going to put my headband back on. There we are. Started with the headband. Going to end with the headband. Yeah, it's a little bit early, but I'm going to just continue on with this and call it a day. I will be back. Fridays are I'm going to try to do it every Friday for time until life catches up with me again. But yeah, I'll hopefully get by next Friday. I'd like to have this piece. It'll either be done, seems unlikely, or we'll be doing the colors or something with this piece because this is going to be kind of a long big project. So, and also I know I haven't shown it to you because I haven't gotten any more, but remember my vessel that I'm working on, I'm going to be working on it this weekend. So it is almost done. I've got 2 more coats of enamel. I know it's coming along. There's the inside. Hold on, there's the lid. I actually started the lid. I've actually started grinding and polishing. You can see the beautiful stone. It's not set, so I'm not going to. But I'm going to be working on this piece this weekend because it's been far, far too long. You know, you get these projects get in your head, and then you're like, I just have to finish it and move along. So that is what I'm going to be doing this week. So have a great weekend, everybody, and take care.